from the concrete like the stench of roadkill on the third day after sacrificing its life for a drunken driver's senses, driving too close to the white lines of fate and blood stains. Little melanated boys are frowned upon, labeled scum of the earth. Noses turned up and heads turned away at the sight of the once endangered, now just castrated potentials of brilliant gametes caught by the nuts of America KKK's age-old plots to make delinquent men out of male black gods, the fathers of the earth. Psychologically programmed to accept being fatherless by choosing not to be fathers first. X we are, into boxes craftily built around our confidence and integrity to accept somebody worth living in. Educationally imprisoned by imperialists who studies the threatening rich ingenuousness of the black students that schooled their so-called philosophers or philosophists that declared no mores. Now more education systems systematically rearrange the schematics, artificially attempting to arouse young black god senses using mundane and irrelevant and uninteresting methods of teaching survival tactics to concrete guerrilla terrorists. Cohabiting blood-filled battlefields we codename the ghetto, controlled by pharmaceuticals assassins. See, we're just trying to prevent poverty from prevailing over our families, finding products out of whatever we can get our hands on, skills from dire urges of the nouns, not laters, mostly servers, no waiters. Wait, plenty of waiters, filling the caskets, too close to neighbors and friends. Families and naysayers both can be slayers. Layers on top of layers of bullshit these young black guys have to pull through. Learning the ropes their granduncles and fathers' necks were laced through. Esoteric bless the edge with their last breath. Be strong, hold on. Even when it bleeds and burns, refuse to let go of the evidence that we are in a tug of war. Light versus dark, good versus evil, killing versus dying, truth versus lying, Bible versus Quran versus Sumerian versus Kemet versus puppet versus master. Still pulling the strings until these synthetic fabrics unravels and expose Lady Liberty's blackness. And other essential facts that links these cons to the conspiracies. Like Abraham Lincoln never gave a penny about blacks. Unless we talking about how he freely emancipated himself into black vaginals. More lies. So him proclaiming us to be free truly was another lie. When we know it was truly revolts such as the Gullah Wars, the granted independence to the Great Whore, or story of the American Negro, or nigger, or nigger. Neither one refers us back to our origin before Christopher Columbus discovered India. So little melanated boys and beings deprived of light grow into malnourished beings, stalking dreams of American gangsters. So they are worshipped and preyed upon by American idols that divinely inspire homicide, suicide, and genocide through radio, internet, and television vibes. See, these are not roadkill we are stepping on. They are live black minds. One false move, and everybody dies. Overdose on their drunkenness or wine over fornication. Her horrific aromas lures the driving forces to face their fate, that it was never our black blood or our black blood making these stains. We were still just confined on the same streets we were left to die, tracing those white lines we were chalked out in. See, they labeled our resting place the scenes of the crime. Unusual game suspect played gambling against the odds, but good or negative and never overcome good or supreme forces, invoking death sentences on Kaiser Sose's. Crack the codes, beast exposed. Look, new portals open for the youth. Case closed.